Hey guys, so it is Monday, and I just wanted to talk about Mindset Monday. So, the topic for today is a positive mindset, which sounds pretty simple, kind of cliche, but I want to talk about being able to find the positive in everything that we go through. So, I'm not talking about toxic positivity or pretending everything's okay when it's not, or just being completely positive regardless of what's really going on. I'm talking about taking a situation that might be terrible or not so good, or you're struggling with something, and being able to find the positive in that, which is really, really tough. So, a long time ago, as some or all of you might know, I was a drug addict. I got clean. I found a sponsor, and the sponsor is still my friend today. And luckily, one of the most important things that she taught me was finding the positive in everything, which is really tough, especially when you're just getting clean and you're struggling with feelings and things you've never had to deal with before, without the help of drugs. So through many situations and kind of years of practice, I am just so grateful, because it's almost like my instinct now. So something happens, no matter how big or how small, it's almost like my brain automatically goes to, wait, but what's the positive? And sometimes I don't think like that at all. And I can't find the positive until much later. So I say all that to say that finding the positive in something, no matter how big or how small, can change your entire day. It can make a bad day a better day. It can make a bad situation so much better. It can make your shift in perspective just completely different. So you approach things differently. It can increase your overall happiness. So for example, let's say, a minor inconvenience. So struggling with the workout today. I can't do kipping pull-ups. Okay, this is a really good opportunity, kind of something we face every day in CrossFit, to find the positive. So what's the positive in that? I can't do kipping pull-ups. There's a shitload of kipping pull-ups in the workout today. There's 60. So I can take this opportunity to get better at strict pull-ups. So I can build up my strength and endurance in that movement, and then use that as a goal to work towards. So that's the positive. And it seems silly, it might seem pretty small, but that's definitely a positive, is taking that weakness, finding the positive in it. This is an opportunity instead of an obstacle. So kind of on a bigger scale, an example of that would be maybe something really terrible happened to you, and you're not able to find the positive until much later. So I'll use something that happened to me as an example. And shit happens. Things come up, really bad things happen, and it's like, how am I ever supposed to find the positive in this? This is a terrible thing that happened. So my house got broken into many years ago, like 5 or 6, 7, 8, actually, like, I don't even know, 8 years ago, something like that, maybe 7 years ago. I woke up in the middle of the night. There was a guy in my room going through my jewelry box. Pitch black. I woke up, I'm like, what's going on? Oh, wait, there's a stranger in my room. And then I freaked out. I screamed at the top of my lungs, get the F out of my house. The strange man turns around, jumps on top of me in my bed, attacks me, and told me he's gonna kill me. So at that point, I really just kind of blacked out. I was fighting for my life, literally. And next thing I know, I'm chasing him out of my house, right? Like, what's the positive in that? Couldn't see the positive. I was traumatized. I went to therapy. I was like, couldn't sleep at night, couldn't sleep alone, was scared of the dark. So it took me a lot of time in therapy and visualization and techniques. But kind of in retrospect, years later, finding the positive in that was because of my body and what I do and my training that I was doing, because of CrossFit directly, I was able to fight. So I basically saved my own life. I was home alone. I didn't have a weapon. I don't have any kind of weapons. So because of my training, I was able to save my life, my own life, when no one else was around. The other positive is I do believe I'm a stronger person because of that. I also believe that I am much more aware of my surroundings and less naive because of that. So situations where I would be careless before that could really kind of be dangerous, I'm much more aware of now. So I don't do as stupid things as I used to. So like going into parks by myself, or like just not really being in touch with reality in the place and times that we live in, like not locking my car door, things like that. So that's also a positive. And it may not seem like a positive, but trust me, it's a positive. That's the positive. That might be the level of positive in that situation. There's so many different levels. So I could look at that situation and, say, I was a victim. I'm helpless. I'm just gonna like suffer for years and, wallow in my victimness because of the situation. But fortunately, I was taught not to do that, because I'm not a victim and there's always something you can do. So the other thing that the positive mindset helps me with is being very solution oriented. So almost too much, or it annoys some people. So to the point where, okay, there's a problem, what's the solution? What's the positive? How can we move past this? How can we find a resolution instead of just focusing on the problem? So I don't want to be part of the problem. I want to be part of the solution, and I want to learn something. I want to find the best way to handle this. I want to find the positive, and it's usually a learning opportunity. So that's another aspect of being able to find the positive in any and every situation that you come across. So finding the positive versus like toxic positivity. So an example of toxic positivity would be something terrible and devastating happening and you're just ignoring your feelings and like, no, everything's fine, everything's great, it's okay. It's the best thing that ever happened. Or, there's a reason for everything. Or I used to hate it when people say that. There may not be. That's for you to determine, not for other people. Some things happen to me and there might be a reason for everything and there might not be. Sometimes just shit just happens. And it's up to you to kind of find the right mindset and perspective to determine if that's a positive for you, if there was a reason for you, what's the reason personally for that happening. So toxic positivity, pretending everything's fine or being happy no matter what, or just, having these fake feelings of happiness in any and every situation, I don't think that's necessarily healthy. I think being realistic, allowing yourself to feel those bad feelings. As an addict, as a recovering addict, that's all I did. I ran from my feelings. That's why I used drugs. That's why I tried to change my mindset with the use of chemicals. And that was not healthy for me. So being able to just feel my feelings as they come up accepting them, and then being able to, determine like what the positive is in that, or what is the solution to these feelings? Can I do something? Can I take action? Or maybe I just need to sit here and feel them and cry until I feel better, and that's okay too. So I'm not talking about making everything positive all the time. I'm talking about seeing the good in every situation, or looking for the good in any situation. So there's my mindset tip for the day. I hope it helps. Happy Monday.